Dillian the Body Snatcher right here. It's a champ. Big up to Sporting Icon. Subscribe. Otherwise, I might pay you guys a visit.
Okay, so Dillian Whyte, the current WBC Interim World Heavyweight Champion, has offered to replace Tyson Fury by fighting Deontay Wilder on July the 24th, 2 weeks and 1 day away. Now, there's a couple of things to talk about in this video. Firstly, with Tyson Fury. Of course, yesterday I put out the news that a COVID outbreak had happened within the Tyson Fury camp. Early hours this morning, it was confirmed that Tyson Fury has in fact tested positive for COVID. So hopefully Tyson Fury, he makes a speedy and full recovery. Now, is it legitimate? I mean, that's a story for that people will fly around and have like their own thoughts. The truth is, nobody really knows outside of Tyson Fury and of course his team. People will say that Tyson Fury is using it because things weren't going too well in training. There's rumours that he got hurt in training by one of his sparring partners, Jared Anderson, undefeated American fighter. There's rumours that the weight just isn't coming off. There's rumours that basically camp isn't going very well. There's also rumours that the ticket sales are not doing very well either. So they're using it as an excuse. So these are all things. Now, is it possible? Of course it's possible. Firstly, it's Tyson Fury. So you never know what's going to happen with Tyson Fury. Second of all, it's boxing politics. Put nothing past anybody. Anyway, to move on with Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte is the interim World Heavyweight Champion. So what does that mean? It means that he can replace the full champion at any point. That's what interim status means. Of course, the WBC have to agree to this, of course. Now, what would happen there is, it's not like Dillian would fight Deontay Wilder on July 24th to not only save the show and everything, but Dillian would walk to the ring as WBC World Heavyweight Champion. They wouldn't fight for a vacant belt because Dillian is the interim, so therefore he'd get elevated like other interim champions have done. When Tyson Fury is well enough to compete, he will then fight the winner. That's how it would work out. Now, there is going to be a bit of a grey area over it because obviously this third fight is a contracted third fight and it is between Wilder and Fury. It's got nothing to do with the WBC. Effectively, the WBC could just pull the belt off Tyson Fury, give it to Dillian Whyte, and Fury and Wilder would still have to fight each other at some point because that is per the contract. Although the rescheduled fight is apparently, they're looking at early part of October, which of course then exceeds the extended contract between them as per the arbitrator, who of course extended it up until September. So they're actually past the contract. Would they have to go through more legal ramifications and anything else? Are the Wilder fans going to start saying that this whole thing is planned because Fury wants no smoke with Wilder, even though he's beaten Wilder twice already, officially once, but the other one was a draw. But either way, if the WBC accept this one, they can actually order Dillian Whyte to defend that belt straight away and replace Tyson Fury against Deontay Wilder. Now, Wilder may have the option to say no on this one, but of course, what that will then mean is that he will still have to fight Fury at some point, but it won't be for the belt because Dillian Whyte will have the belt. So there's quite a few different ways of looking at it. For me, I would love to see this fight. Sure, it's only 2 weeks' notice for Dillian. That's not good at all. That's really not good at all. But the amount of times I've interviewed Dillian and spoken with him where he reaffirms that he wants Wilder. If he could choose, handpick anybody in the world that he wants to fight, it's Wilder. And he's been telling me and you lot this for the longest time. He wants Wilder. He knows how to beat Wilder. He's seen it back when they were in camp together in a Vladimir Klitschko's camp in Austria, where apparently Vladimir Klitschko absolutely bounced Deontay Wilder around and even knocked him out. Dillian Whyte was there to see all this. But Dillian knows how to beat Wilder. And Dillian's told me many times how to beat Wilder. Fury, of course, was the one who ended up doing it. Dillian's been frozen out by Deontay Wilder while he was champion. The WBC allowed it. Now maybe the WBC could actually do something and make amends for all of it. It's not ideal notice. I think 2 weeks of a day is not ideal notice at all, that's for sure. But I think boxing fans as a whole would be okay with this fight. Arguably more than the Fury third fight, because it's a fight that we haven't seen before. We've seen Fury Wilder fight twice already. People are not that interested in it. And I think maybe that's why a lot of people may look to the ticket sales and the interest for this fight. Maybe they're using it as some kind of excuse. As I said before, I'm not entirely sure on that, but I wouldn't put it past anybody. For me, I would love to see Dillian take on Deontay Wilder. Dillian will walk to the ring as champion. Deontay Wilder still gets his opportunity to fight for the WBC belt. If he beats Dillian Whyte, he then becomes two-time heavyweight world champion for the WBC. then he can fight Tyson Fury as champion. For me, I'll be very interested in that. Will WBC go for it? Probably not, because obviously they're frightened to death of upsetting Wilder, because Wilder does not want Dillian Whyte. For whatever reason it may be, he just doesn't want him. Never has. Anyway, drop your thoughts below, click thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next video.